Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's SparkerGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I've got a familiar friend that came into the kitchen from Adrian, Michigan. Well, it came from Arkansas via Adrian, Michigan. I gave it away. I bet you already know what kind of coffee I'm drinking this morning. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get a sip here. Oh yeah, that's terrific. I think Arkansas and coffee gave it away. From Sterling Roastery, we're enjoying breakfast blend. Boy, oh boy, is this a good one. Smooth and balanced, medium roast. You're right there. Yeah, I just want to get that to focus in a little bit. Boy, that is terrific. Yeah, we picked this up at the Maggard Meetup in Adrian, Michigan. We had a chance to visit with Rod and Mandy. It was great seeing them, and they had their coffee there for sale. And we picked up a couple of bags because we love the Sterling Roastery coffee. And again, breakfast blend is a really, really good one. Again, it's a medium roast, smooth and balanced. Yeah, check it out. It's very, very good. And we're also enjoying the Sterling Roastery breakfast blend coffee in our Sterling Roastery coffee mug. This came to us through the generosity of the late, great Mark Bagwell. Yeah, love this mug. I always think of Mark whenever I use it. And I remember when he sent it to me, he said, you know what, I'm sending you a coffee mug. Let me know how it is because I'm thinking about getting one for myself. Or if he sent a shave soap or something else, hey, let me know how it is. I'm thinking about getting one for myself. And that's the way he was. He was always thinking of others first before himself. And I think it was just his way of saying, I'm sending you something. And you know, that's just the way he was. I don't think he ever really had any intention of getting some of those items for himself. He just wanted to kind of use a sly bit of an excuse to send you something. And he was a wonderful, wonderful supporter of the channel and a great contributor. And I sure do miss him, but I think of him all the time whenever I pull out this mug. And again, we're enjoying a cup of coffee of Sterling Roastery breakfast blend coffee in our Sterling Roastery coffee mug from the late, great Mark Bagwell. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get another sip here. Oh, yeah, that's terrific. And I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Thanks very much for tuning in. And a very special welcome to everyone on this Memorial Day edition of the 3MB. Today we pause to remember the men and women of our armed forces who gave their lives in service to our country. Memorial Day began after the Civil War as a day to decorate the graves of the fallen, and it remains a national moment of reflection and gratitude. And while this weekend is often seen as the unofficial start of the summer season, we hold close the true purpose of the day and honor the families who carry these memories forward. So it's a national holiday, a federal holiday here in the United States, Memorial Day, and you may have the day off. If for some reason you don't, hey, thanks very much for taking me along on your morning commute. I really do appreciate that. 1 minute, let me get one more sip here. Yeah, that's terrific. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. And if you're listening to the audio podcast version of the Monday Morning Mailbag this morning, thanks very much for tuning in all those great streaming platforms like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube Music, YouTube, iHeartRadio, that sort of thing. Thanks very, very much for tuning in. Thanks very much for watching. Really do appreciate that. Hey, let's get to our topics here and see what we have on today's show. The shaving tip this morning is from my shave den to yours, so stay tuned for that. We've got a great shave den visit this morning, all the way from Brazil. A big thank you to Bruno out there for that. We got the usual round of reminders. We also want to remind you of the Blizzard Battles and the Great Texas Wet Shave Meetup. That would be Barry Bedford's Blizzard Battles and the Great Texas Wet Shave Meetup way down Texas way. We also have some giveaway updates this morning. Stay tuned for that. We got some great refill comments. We have some new wet shave gear to share with you this morning, and we're going to wrap everything up with some terrific questions and comments. So thanks very, very much for tuning in this morning. Really do appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hey, let's get things kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip is from my shaved end to yours, and this is something I recently came across. It's a classic barbershop style trick that I just learned about. It's called the cool towel press. Have you ever heard about this before? The cool towel press. For an extra soothing post-shave, try a cool towel press. After rinsing, take a washcloth soaked in cold water and gently press it to your face for about 10 to 15 seconds. It calms the skin, reduces redness, and gives your aftershave a smoother, more comfortable finish. Yeah, the cool towel press. Have you tried this before? I haven't tried it, but here is the order in which I will incorporate it into my post-shave routine. I will be starting off with a warm water rinse. This removes the lather completely and keeps the skin relaxed and pliable. Then I'll follow up with a cold water rinse. This starts the cooling process and closes things down just a bit. Then I'll do the cool towel press for 10 to 15 seconds. This is the deep calming step. It reduces heat, tightens the skin evenly, and preps the surface for the alum block. Now I'll do the alum block, and the alum block will hit calmer, cooler skin, so you get the astringent benefits without the harsh sting. Now, an optional cold water rinse. This removes the alum if you prefer not to leave it on and gives a final tightening effect. Then we'll follow up with the aftershave splash. Now, the splash lands on skin that's clean, calm, and ready. You'll feel the scent and the bite more than the burn. And then the last step is the balm, which is optional to lock in everything and add moisture back. So that's the routine I would do post-shave with the cool towel press. Have you heard of this before? If you have, please comment below and let us know. And let us know if you incorporate it into your post-shave routine, but this is something I just came across, the cool towel press. Again, take a cold washcloth and in your post-shave routine, after your cold water rinse, hold that cold washcloth, press it up against your skin for 10 to 15 seconds, and see if that makes a difference for you. Wow, a really, really neat shaving tip that I just happened to stumble on. And again, from what I hear, it's an old barbershop style trick. So check it out and let us know if you've ever used it before, the cool towel press. And if you would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use your shaving tip here on the Viewer Morning Shaving Tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So that's the shaving tip from my shaved end to yours this morning. Let me know if you use it or have used it or if you're going to use it, and please leave a comment below or drop us an email. Okay, it's time for a shaved end visit.
Grab your favorite shave soap, whip it up, rich and creamy, fill your cup, boom, lather. Hot towel ready, face feels prime, a classic shave, so smooth, so fine. 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do the work, no need to rush. Shave like a pro, close and neat, a shave so smooth it can't be beat. Slap on your favorite splash, feel that glow. Shave complete, now you're ready to go. Oh, boom, shave complete, you're ready to go.
Well, this morning's shaved end visit comes from viewer Bruno Urbanavicius, all the way from Brazil. Bruno, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. It's spelled capital Urbanavicius. I'm reading that as Urbanavicius, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, but maybe there is a specific Portuguese pronunciation that I'm missing. My apologies. But Bruno, all the way from Brazil, with this morning's shaved end visit, the subject heading in his email is Soviet adjustable razor. Greetings from Brazil, Mark. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the razors manufactured in the former Soviet Union. I managed to buy this adjustable one from a Ukrainian seller in Odessa. Its name is Ideal. Now it's spelled here Ideal, like ideal, but he says it's pronounced Ideal. It looks like a cross between the Gillette Slim Adjustable and the Black Beauty. The razor came in the original packaging with the plastic box announcing the original price of 9 rubles and an instruction booklet showing the manufacturing date of May 22nd, 1989. Using Google Translate, we discovered that it was produced at the M.I. Kalinin factory in Leningrad. I already had a shaving session with it that went well with a King C Gillette blade, although I had the impression the blade gap was somewhat unequal from side to side. Thanks. And that's from Bruno, all the way from Brazil. Bruno, thank you very, very much for sending that along. What a wonderful find. A Soviet-made adjustable razor. And you're right, that sure does look like a cross between a Gillette Slim Adjustable and the Black Beauty. My God, and I'm so glad that it's giving you a nice shave. And yeah, I'm not so sure about the blade gap being uneven, that sort of thing. Maybe it's the spring in the head. Maybe you have to have a little bit of a stronger spring in the head to keep that base plate even. Maybe that's why it's shifting. I don't know, just a guess on my part. But that is really, really neat. I'm wondering if anyone else out there has a Soviet-made razor in their shave den that they'd like to share with all the viewers out there. That really is something. I think this might be the first Soviet-made adjustable razor we've ever featured on the Monday Morning Mailbag Shave Den visit this morning. That is really, really neat. Bruno, thank you so much for sending this along. Really, really do appreciate it. And again, folks, if you happen to have a similar razor, Soviet-made razor, Russian razor, something from the 1970s or 1980s, please send along a video, some pictures, a little bit of a description, and we'll share it with everyone on the Monday Morning Mailbag Shave Den visit. Bruno, thanks again very, very much for sharing this with all the viewers. Really do appreciate it. Well, here's your reminder to check out shavesplash.com. This is a website that was created by viewer Lee Meyer. If you happen to have a shave soap, but you don't have an aftershave splash for it, well, shavesplash.com is a scent matching website. So you'll be able to find a complimentary aftershave scent that will go with that shaving soap. Really, really terrific. And they also have some great articles and features up there. So check it out. We'll have the link below, shavesplash.com, from viewer Lee Meyer. Well, the channel now has auto dub technology courtesy of Google and YouTube. And as the name suggests, it will automatically translate this audio from English into Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. Pretty amazing. Simply click on the gear in the lower right of the video screen. A menu will pop up, and there you can select the language that you wish to hear the audio in: Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. It translates it from English to any of those languages in real time, on the fly. Pretty amazing. Auto dub. Check it out. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Well, we wanted to remind you of a couple things going on way down Texas way. First up, get over to Barry Bedford's YouTube channel called A Texan Shaves, because Blizzard Battles 2026 Artisan Challenge will begin the first week of June. Again, that's on A Texan Shaves YouTube channel. That's Barry's YouTube channel. So get ready for some menthol shave soap showdowns going on up there. That promises to be a lot of fun. We talked about it in detail last week on the Monday Morning Mailbag. So check out last week's show if you want to know all about it in detail. But just wanted to give you a reminder that Blizzard Battles 2026 Artisan Challenge on A Texan Shaves YouTube channel starts the first week of June. Mark your calendar, subscribe to his channel. Also that week is the Great Texas Wet Shavers Meetup. We're going to put information on the screen for you. It's hosted by Doug Embry and Barry Bedford. This is their third meetup, and they now have a home for the meetup. It's being held June 6th at the fabulous Kalahari Resort in Round Rock, Texas, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Free admission. They currently have 18 vendors that are going to be there, a 16-foot pith table, and it's looking like they might have more giveaways than attendees. Barry says, I think this will be the largest meetup this year. And yeah, it looks like a good one. They got a Facebook page up there, a Texas Wet Shavers Meetup Facebook page. Check that out. And you can also get up to Barry's channel and drop him a note at A Texan Shaves if you want more information. So a couple of great things happening way down Texas way. Blizzard Battles 2026 and the Great Texas Wet Shavers Meetup. Well, we have some giveaway updates for you this morning. We heard from our winner of the Copper Crown giveaway, Matt Anderson, that he received his prize package in good shape. He enclosed a photo. We teased this in last week's second cup, and I didn't want to reveal everything he mentioned because it really is kind of neat that Matt won the Copper Crown giveaway. He sent along this photo. I'm going to reveal it now. That's what I was waiting for this week. He sent along a photo, and he wrote, "Good afternoon, Mark. I just received the package and attached a photo. Great new addition to my den. Also, it arrived just in time for a graduation shave as I'll receive my master's in aerospace engineering this weekend. Thank you again for putting together a great giveaway and making top-tier content. Best regards, Matt." Matt, that is really, really neat. I'm so glad that you received the Copper Crown giveaway prize package just in time for a graduation shave. And congratulations on receiving your master's in aerospace engineering. And I'm sure that you're going to appreciate the wonderful precision manufacturing machining of that beautiful, beautiful copper razor. That's really fantastic. Wow. Congratulations again, Matt, in two areas, receiving the Copper Crown prize package and also receiving your master's in aerospace engineering. Congratulations again. That's wonderful. And we also selected a winner in our artisan and engineer giveaway, and that winner was Tim Morris, 7022. Now, we haven't heard from Tim just yet at the time I'm recording this, and I hope to hear from him by the time this airs. So, Tim, if you're listening, Tim Morris, 7022, you're the winner in the Artisan and Engineer giveaway. You have until June 2nd, 2026 to send an email to mondaymailbag@gmail.com to claim your prize. Please include your shipping address when you contact us. Again, Tim Morris, 7022, you're the winner of the Artisan and Engineer giveaway. Drop us a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com. Include your shipping address, and we will ship the prize package to you. You have until June 2nd, 2026 to contact us. If we don't hear from Tim Morris, 7022, by June 2nd, 2026, the prize will be forfeited, and we will select a new winner. So, Tim Morris, 7022, hope to hear from you very, very soon. Congratulations again to Matt Anderson, and congratulations to Tim Morris, 7022, giveaway winners. Matt won the Copper Crown giveaway, and Tim Morris, 7022, you won the Artisan and Engineer giveaway. Congratulations. Hope to hear from you soon. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on one minute. Let me get another sip here. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Once more from Sterling Roastery, their breakfast blend. Boy, oh boy, this is a good one. I hope that if you attended the Maggard Meetup, you stopped by the Sterling Soap Company table and got some coffee. I know they were selling a lot of it. Yeah, it's really, really good stuff. Big thank you to Rod, Mandy, and hi again to everyone at Sterling Soap and Sterling Roastery. And again, we're using our Sterling Roastery coffee mug that came to the channel through the courtesy and generosity of the late, great Mark Bagwell. Love, love, love this mug. Great to be with you this morning. It's Memorial Day here in the United States, a federal holiday. So many of us have the day off. If you have the day off, thanks very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate that. And how's the coffee you're drinking this morning? Is it healthy? Well, if you'd like to know, check out the Black Coffee Life. That's Mantic 59's website, where he talks about all the health benefits of drinking black coffee. And also check out the Lockhorns. Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject. A wonderful hardcover collection of Lockhorns cartoons. And also check out the Lockhorns 2026 Laugh a Day calendar. That's a good one. Plenty of year left to have the Lockhorns start your day with a chuckle and a smile. Both of those by my good friends Bunny Host and John Reiner. Will have the Amazon links below where you can check those out. Hang on one minute. Let me get another sip here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we're using the official Monday Morning Mailbag coffee coaster here, courtesy of soapspoon.com and Andy Kaiser. Andy, thank you very, very much. There it is. We picked this up at the Maggard Meetup. Andy, thanks again very, very much. The official Monday Morning Mailbag coffee coaster. Right there, and we're going to put the coffee down right there. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping done. Let's get to some of these comments here. Hey, we're kicking it off with something from Colonel Mully, all the way from Japan. Mully shaves. And he writes, I love Mitchell's. It blows right up into a boom lather. Mully, thanks very much for that, because we were talking about Mitchell's Wool Fat Shave Soap last week because David Dart brought that up. And it's kind of a situation where some folks get great lathers from Mitchell's Wool Fat. Other folks, maybe not so much. It might be the water content and how if your water's a little harder, that sort of thing. Not entirely sure, but boy, Mully, I would love to see how the Mitchell's Wool Fat lathers up for you all the way over there in Japan. That would be really interesting to see. If you post it on your own channel, please send us a link and we'll provide the link for everyone below. Or if you want to send a video, we'll also show that on an upcoming Monday Morning Mailbag. Mully, thanks very, very much. And we'll also have links to Mully's YouTube channel and also to his blog. Great, great wet shaving content up there. Thanks again, Mully. Really do appreciate it. This comes from F. Halden. He says, Mitchell's Wool Fat is my soul soap. Again, let us know. Send us some photos or some video, F. Halden, of how that lathers up for you. I know a lot of folks out there that still have Mitchell's Wool Fat in their shaved end, and maybe they haven't been successful in how it lathers. Maybe they can learn a little bit from how you build a lather with Mitchell's Wool Fat. I haven't. I'm going to try it again. I haven't used it in a long, long time, but I love the scent of it, and I recall getting good lathers from it. Now that I'm more of a bowl lather, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bowl lather with it. I think that might make the difference because I had been face lathering with it. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do face lather. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But F. Halden, thanks very much for that. Really do appreciate that. This comes from Bradley Cred 99. By the way, my experience with Mitchell's Wool Fat is that I bloom it in hot water after I use the puck on my wet face as a pre-shave of sorts. When the puck is bloomed for about 5 minutes or so, I drain the ceramic jar and then hit the puck with my wet brush for about a 30-second load. I then take the brush to my Mitchell's Wool Fat primed face and build a crazy good and super slick lather. Mitchell's Wool Fat will dry on the face if you don't keep it hydrated with your brush and or bougie sprayer. B-O-U-G-I-E. Did I pronounce that correctly? Bougie sprayer. This process works well for me. Wow, Bradley, thank you very, very much. That is great. And I know a lot of folks out there that have Mitchell's Wool Fat, again, maybe struggle to make a lather. That's a great tip. Use the actual shave soap as your pre-shave. That's what he says right here. I use the puck on my wet face as a pre-shave of sorts. Wow, that is a great, great tip. Bradley, thank you again very, very much. This comes from Fuzz. 7263, no coffee here, only Earl Grey. Hey, tea's got caffeine as long as you're enjoying a caffeinated beverage. That's fine. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for having your favorite morning tea with the Monday Morning Mailbag this morning. Really do appreciate that. And I hope everyone out there is enjoying their favorite caffeinated beverage this morning with whatever you're using, whether it's coffee, tea, or maybe some other caffeinated beverage this morning. Thanks very much for tuning in and sharing a mug of your favorite here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Fuzz7263, thanks very much for that. This comes from Roger Stanley, 7948. Great timing. My refill was exactly at 19 minutes, 47 seconds when yours was. That's neat. Nice to be in sync, even though I'm up and over by thousands of miles, kilometers for me. Thanks for the show today, Mark. Always the best way to start the week. Have a wonderful week. That's Roger Stanley, who has coined the new reference to Canada, up over. So if you're from Canada, you're up over. If you're from Australia, you're down under. Roger, really neat to be in sync with you. Hope that we're in sync with you again this morning. Thanks so much. This comes from Andrew Hill, 1965. Great show, Mark. Having coffee in my Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. Nice shave tip. My 6C is a go-to for me. I'll be sure to try that method of loading the blade. Again, great show and have a great week. Andrew, thanks very, very much. This is in reference to the shaving tip we received from John Newton last week. If you missed it, check it out. It's how he loads a blade in his Rockwell 6C or 6S, depending on which one you have. And he claims that it helps align the blade better when you use this method. So check it out from last week. A big thank you to John Newton again for that shaving tip. And Andrew, great to hear that you get great shaves with your Rockwell 6C. And thanks for having a cup of coffee this morning in the official George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. Really, really do appreciate that. Folks, if you want one, we'll have links below where you can get your very own official George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. Andrew, thanks again. Really do appreciate it. This comes from Rod Sloan, 706. Oh, Rod is from Australia. Great 3MB again, Mark. That shaving tip with the Rockwell 6S, which supports my thinking that round blade posts perhaps don't quite carry the same rigor as tab posts, was top shelf. I have a 6S, and everything said in this tip makes perfect sense. So simple, logical. I'll use this tip from now on. Have a great week and take care, Mark. Again, if you missed the tip, check out last week's Monday Morning Mailbag. It really is very, very helpful if you have a Rockwell 6S or 6C and want to achieve good blade balance and alignment. And Rod, all the way from Australia, attests to it. So Rod, thank you again very, very much. This comes from Scott Martin. Great show, Mark. Extra great for featuring Wet the Face's pink grapefruit. I can't wait to get my hands on this soap and splash. I go way back with Wet the Face, and they never disappoint. And while we're talking grapefruit, I have to give a shout out to Katie's Bubbles Purple Grapefruit, which is a grapefruit lavender blend that is an all-time classic. Cheers, and that's from Scott. Scott, thanks very much for confirming how great Wet the Face pink grapefruit is. And folks, check out Katie's Bubbles Purple Grapefruit. That sounds wonderful. Scott, thanks again very, very much. This comes from Jason NYC 2006. Mark, another great 3MB show. When I put a knot on a handle, I use double-sided tape on a washer that's the size of a quarter. I stick it on both sides, then the knot, and then insert knot into handle. It takes a few days for it to cure and stabilize in the handle. Hey, Jason, thanks very, very much for this. Could you please send this in as a shaving tip with some photos or a video demonstration? I would love to share this with all the viewers out there. It looks like a great alternative method on how to seat a shave brush knot into a handle. Really, that sounds really, really terrific. Jason, thank you again very, very much. This comes from Bill Murphy. Great show, Mark. Thanks for sharing my review. If anyone asks for help with ChatGPT, let me know, and I will do my best to answer. Love the brush knot tips. Have a fantastic week. Hey, Bill, thanks very, very much for the review. That was a review that he did of Chicago Grooming's Montrose Beach shaving soap. And yeah, Bill is really learning a lot about ChatGPT and all that can be achieved with it. And the photo he sent along was enhanced using ChatGPT. Pretty amazing stuff. And Bill is learning quite a bit with it. So Bill, yeah, look forward to more of your ChatGPT creations. Please send them along and we'll share them with everyone out there on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Bill, thanks again very, very much. And check out his review from last week of Chicago Grooming's Montrose Beach shaving soap and splash. Bill, thanks again very, very much. This comes from Bart Buzz. That was a neat Babe Ruth story. By the way, I've never had any alignment issues with my 6S. Maybe that's because I've always loaded blades very much like what was described in today's shaving tip. Great Monday morning mailbag as usual. Bart, thanks very, very much. And thanks so much for confirming how well the shaving tip works for loading a blade in a Rockwell 6S. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, that was a really, really neat Babe Ruth story. Yeah, check it out. If you missed it last week, check out last week's Monday Morning Mailbag. It was in questions and comments, and it came from viewer Bob Mykowski. Bob, thank you again very, very much. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, it was really, really neat. And it was tied in to my friendship with cartoonist Fred Laswell, who was very, very good friends with Babe Ruth. So check that out, and all will be revealed because we give a little bit of background of Fred Laswell, Babe Ruth, my knowing Fred, and what Bob sent in. So Bart, thanks very, very much for that. And a big thank you to Bob Mykowski. This comes from Glory on High 777. I've always been confused why so many people assemble the razor in their hand. I found putting the top cap on a solid, stable surface, followed by placing the blade in, then putting the base plate on, and finally pressing on the base plate down while simultaneously screwing on the handle makes everything much easier. Well, Glory on High 777, thanks very, very much for that. Folks, check out last week's shaving tip and compare it to what Glory on High 777 is describing, and leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Glory on High 777, thanks very much for saying that along. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, this dropped this past weekend from Phoenix Shaving, Coop, a Doop. That's right. A visual play on words because Coop is an homage to Joop Ohm. And Joop is spelled J-O-O-P. So yeah, it's kind of a visual play on words. Now, we showed you the label from the aftershave splash because the holographic label that we have here with the shave soap isn't really playing nicely with with the lighting that I have right now. But what a marvelous scent this is. Oh yeah, this is marvelous. Again, this is an homage to Joop Ohm, and Joop is spelled J-O-O-P. And here is the scent profile. Oriental fragrance with fresh citrus. Top notes of mandarin, lemon, bergamot, and orange blossom. Middle notes are very warm and balmy, revealing jasmine, lily of the valley, heliotrope, and cinnamon. Base notes introduce sweet and woodsy notes of vanilla, tonka bean, patchouli, and sandalwood. Coop is a direct nod to one of the boldest fragrances ever made. It pulls from the very DNA of vintage OG Yop Homme and pushes it through our own lens, like Play-Doh through the Fun Factory. How's that for a dated visual? Coop, like Yop, is big sweetness, warm spice, and that unmistakable late-night heat. Coop delivers that same instant impact, the kind people either lean into or at the very least never forget. Coop is not subtle, and it's not meant to be. This is for those who remember what fragrance used to do and for those who want to feel it again. Looking at you, Matthew Lawrence. Yeah, check out Matthew Lawrence's YouTube channel, another great fellow wet shaver. For you youngsters, in 1989, a neon pink bottle hit department store shelves and completely ignored the rules of men's fragrance. And that fragrance was Yop Homme. And whether you loved it, hated it, or were just confused by it, you remembered it. At the time, men's fragrances were dominated by sharp aromatics, mossy fougères, leather accords, and traditional barbershop accords. Masculine scents smelled clean, green, woody, or aggressively manly. Then Yop Homme arrived, smelling like cinnamon, orange blossom, vanilla, honey, tobacco, and synthetic heat blasted through a nightclub fog machine, right? It was definitely different. And for a generation of men, my generation, in the late 1980s and early 1990s, it became the scent. Now, I'll let you get up to the product page and read all about it, but boy, oh boy, our review ran this past Friday. This is a marvelous, marvelous scent. And yeah, it is not subtle. This really grabs you. I like this one a lot, and there is a wonderful complexity to the many levels in the scent profile. It's terrific. A wonderful complexity in that it all blends together, and you got a lot of things firing on different cylinders. It really does come through very, very well. From Phoenix Shaving, Coop, a dupe. We're going to show you the label again on the aftershave splash bottle because that photograph's a little bit better. Coop, a dupe. Yeah, I love that. And of course, that's D.B. Cooper. Back in the 1970s, he hijacked a plane, grabbed a bunch of money, and parachuted out over the great Northwest, Oregon or Washington State or something like that, and disappeared. And no one ever solved it. I think it's still an open case. I think double check me on that. You can do some research on that. Or if you know, comment below about the D.B. Cooper case. But again, Phoenix Shaving doing some great work with their scents, the performance of CK6, and their label art. Love, love, love this. Absolutely fantastic. And I love the wordplay, the visual wordplay. Coop, a dupe, and jupe, which is really pronounced Yop, rhymes with soap. So check it out from Phoenix Shaving, Coop, a dupe. We'll have links below. My thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, Cube, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for very kindly and generously sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to share with all the viewers out there. Once again, Coop, a dupe. We'll have links below. Well, this arrived in the Shave Den from viewer Aaron Watson. Soap Palooza's Clip Joint, a wonderful barbershop scented shave soap. Aaron, thank you very, very much. And this is a good one. This really is. This is a good one. This is a vegan shave soap. And my gosh, we're going to link to the product page below, but here's what they have to say about their barbershop shave soap, Clip Joint from Soap Palooza. Step into the chair and let tradition take over. Our barbershop shave soap is a tribute to the golden age of grooming, where hot towels, straight razors, and crisp conversation rule the day. Think vintage barbershop meets upscale lounge. Refined, nostalgic, and effortlessly cool. Absolutely. That description is spot on. Wow. That is really, really nice. And a big, big thank you to Aaron Watson for very kindly and generously sending this along to the channel, allowing me to share with all the viewers out there. Really looking forward to reviewing this one for sure. Now, this is a 2.5 ounce tub. They also offer a 5 ounce tub. And I contacted them, and artisan David Young of Palooza very kindly emailed me back and said, "Hi Mark, thanks for reaching out. The 2.5 ounce jar is not available at this time. However, I do have 5 ounce tubs available." Now get a load of this. This was really, really nice. If you decide to place an order, you can use the code NEWCUSTOMER15 to save 15% on your purchase. And I asked him if I could extend that to all the viewers out there. And he said, "Hi Mark, absolutely. I would appreciate it if you shared that discount code with your viewers. Please also let them know that if they mention your channel or that they heard about my products through you in the website comments, I will include a free sample of their choice, provided that sample is available." Best regards from David Young of Palooza. So there you go, folks. All you got to do is use the code NEWCUSTOMER15 to save 15%, and let him know that you heard about it here on the Monday Morning Mailbag, and he'll throw in a sample for you, provided he has the particular scents that you want. That is really, really neat. I was very, very flattered to see that in the email. David, thank you very, very much again. There you go, folks. Palooza's Clip Joint, a vegan-based shave soap, a wonderful barbershop scent that is nostalgic, refined, lounge-like, a little upscale, that sort of thing. Boy, that's terrific. I'm really looking forward to shaving with this one. Yeah. That is a really, really terrific, terrific scent. And you know what? Palooza, I was thinking, where did I hear this before? Palooza is participating in Barry Bedford's Blizzard Battles. So check out Barry Bedford's channel. The Blizzard Battles start the first week of June. And Palooza will be in the mix with all the other artisans out there. And see how their particular mentholated shave soap stacks up against the competition. That's really, really neat. And a big, big thank you to Aaron Watson for very, very kindly sending this along and introducing not only me, but everyone out there on the channel to Palooza. So glad to have this one in the shave den. Once again, folks, Clip Joint from Palooza. Aaron, thanks very much. David, thanks very much. We'll have links below. Give it a look. We received this email from viewer Abene Samant. Abi, thanks very, very much. And the subject heading reads, Moka Pot, Bialetti. Now, we talk about new wet shave gear on the program, and every once in a while we like to mix things up a little bit and talk about something that might be coffee related. Well, that's what this one is right here. This email is coffee related and also features a product that you might be interested in having in your kitchen to brew coffee. And as Abby says here, "Hi Mark, another great Monday morning mailbag. I was a little late getting to this week's episode because Monday was Victoria Day up here in Canada, the unofficial start of gardening season." He also adds here, "I can say up since I am directly north of you just across Lake Erie." Well, Abby, we're now saying up over. You'll probably catch up from last week's episode and the week before that. But a happy belated Victoria Day to you and everyone up over. He continues here, "Most people spend the long weekend getting their gardens in, and I was no exception. So I couldn't listen until the next day. Normally, I catch your podcast on my drive to work and then dip back in throughout the day at the office. Have you ever made coffee with something called a moka pot, the most famous one being the Bialetti? It's one of the ways I make coffee when I actually have the time, like on a leisurely Sunday or a snow day. A late Italian friend introduced me to its magic. I started with a 3-cup model about 15 or 16 years ago and recently upgraded to the 12-cup version. They're espresso-sized cups, of course. The coffee comes out rich and strong, somewhere between a bold black coffee and a true espresso. It's a great little party trick to pull out, and even my Italian friends are impressed. I'm a purist and still prefer the Italian-made aluminum original over the stainless steel versions from India or China. It's not about performance, just an aesthetic loyalty to the classic design. I'm a sentimental man, as most classic wet shavers. Cheers, Abene. Abi, thanks very much for this reminder, because yes, I do have a Moka Pot, and here it is. It's not a Bialetti brand. I received this from my niece, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Kelly studied abroad in Spain. She has her master's degree in Spanish. Speaking of master's degrees, as we mentioned earlier in the show. And Kelly was studying in Spain, and that's where she was introduced to the Moka Pot. And when she got back stateside, she bought this for Uncle Mark, knowing that he likes coffee. And mine is a Primula. I don't know if you can see that right there. Primula, okay? There it is right there. Primula brand. Try to get that focused in for you. Primula, okay? That's what this is. This is not a Bialetti, but let me show you how it goes together, folks, so you can kind of get an idea what's going on. I think this is a 3-cup version. So you have 2 halves to it. You have the lower half where you have the water and the coffee, and then you have the upper half here. You have a screen here with a gasket. You can see I've been brewing coffee in there, okay? And you can see the gasket really is kind of, you can see the coffee has been going through there quite a bit. And again, you have this little fountain right here in the middle, okay? And this is where the coffee percolates from, okay? So here's how it works. You have this coffee basket here that's also filtered, okay? And you fill this all the way up with coffee, even to the top, right there. So it's even with the top. And then you fill this up, this lower container, up with water up to about this valve right here, okay? Then you take that coffee basket with your coffee and you drop it in like that. And then you make sure that your gasket and your other filter screen there are in place. I clean that out. I remove the gasket, I remove the filter, and I clean it out every once in a while. So you have to reseat it correctly. And then all you do is screw that down like that, okay? I'll make sure I get that on camera. Screw it down like that, okay? Tighten it up. And then you place it on your stovetop, on your gas stove, on your electric stove, maybe on a camp stove outside, if you're camping, that sort of thing. And then, you know, it does its magic, and then you get coffee up here in the upper area here. And when it's done coming out of here, you know that you've got enough coffee. And yeah, it is espresso-sized cups, although I'll pour this into, you know, a large mug like this. But it's great. It's a great option. And yes, it is a nice, bold, rich cup of coffee leaning towards the espresso side, no doubt about it. And when I make coffee with this, you know, I like my coffee black, but when I make it with this, I'll add a little milk, a little sugar, that sort of thing. And it's really an enjoyable cup of coffee. So yes, Abby, we do have a Moka Pot. And thank you so much for reminding us about the Moka Pot, because I haven't used this in a long, long time. And we wanted to remind all the viewers out there that it's a great coffee maker. So if you're looking for a different coffee maker for your kitchen, something to enjoy your morning coffee with, yeah, check out a Moka Pot, and we will link Moka Pots below on Amazon. We'll try to find the Bialetti link so you can check that one out. And I wasn't aware that these were being made in stainless steel, but yes, I have an aluminum one as well, because this is this is like the original aesthetic, as you say. And that's what Kelly was introduced to, and that's what she got for her Uncle Mark. Thanks again, Kelly. Really do appreciate it. So yeah, a big thank you to my niece Kelly for introducing me to the Moka Pot. Abene, thanks very much for introducing all the viewers to the Moka Pot. We'll have a link below to Moka Pots where you can get your very own. I didn't realize that they're larger than what I have here. Really interested in seeing that. Hey, Abby, send along a photo of your Moka Pot so we can kind of update folks on an upcoming Monday morning mailbag. And again, folks, we'll get a link below where you can check out the Moka Pots. And we'll also link a video that Abene sent a link to showing the Bialetti Moka Pot in action and how they make coffee with it and that sort of thing. So, Abby, thanks again for introducing everyone out there to the Moka Pot and reminding us how great it is. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Well, viewer Charles Smith very kindly sent along Treet Platinum razor blades to the channel. We've been talking about these, and this inspired viewer Jimmy V to test drive the Treet Platinum blade in various razors in his shave den. And this week he writes, okay, Dapper Doc, the Copper Doc, and the Treet Platinum. A 3-day beard was no match for that combo. I've loved the Copper Doc since the day I got it. It's on the opposite side of the weight spectrum from my titanium razors. When you say let the razor do the work, this one sure does. Just put the right blade in it, lay it against your face, and that's all she wrote. Its weight on a well-lathered face just glides the blade to do its work with no pressure at all. This is the third razor I've used the Treet Platinum in, and again, it performed magnificently. Just as you do, I opened the Copper Doc about 1/8 of a turn. It's definitely the sweet spot for that razor and the Treet Platinum blade. This was the first use of this blade. I'm strictly a two-and-done guy with blade use. You know I do a cold shave with 4 passes. I have the lather and I have the time. If a blade isn't smooth, sharp, yet forgiving, the alum block lets me know. And the feedback was silent. I might as well have been pushing an ice cube around my face for how little sting or zing I felt. So far, it's another win for the Treet Platinum. Wow, that is great to hear, Jimmy. Thank you very, very much. He followed up on this because I asked him about the Ambassador and its level of aggression because it's an adjustable razor. And I happened to mention to him that I have the Rec Supply Envoy razor, and I've often heard that the Envoy is much like an Ambassador at level 3. And Jimmy writes, as for the Ambassador, I've heard the same thing about setting 3 and find it to be a very nice setting. When you open past that, the blade really comes into play. I definitely think the Ambassador can get a lot more aggressive than the Council. I'll let you know how it goes. Hey, looking forward to more reviews of the Treet Platinum blade in the various razors that you have in your shave den, Jimmy. Thanks again very, very much. Folks, are you using the Treet Platinum razor blades? What razors are you using it in? Are you getting some great shaves? Comment below and let us know. Jimmy, thanks again. Looking forward to the next razors with the Treet Platinum blade from your shave den. Really do appreciate it. We received this email from viewer Gary Joseph, and he sent along this photo from his wet shaving journal. Gary, thank you very, very much. And he writes, the topic came up as a shaving tip in the Monday Morning Mailbag of 5/11/2026. You responded to the comment and asked for a view from my journal, so here you go. Wow, that is really, really neat, Gary. Thank you so much. He's looking at a Gillette Silver Blue and comparing two different shaves using different ingredients, so to speak. And he writes here, some comments to help in understanding. 1 squirt from the pump action delivery bottle for adding water for the lather is about 1/5 of a milliliter. DE87 indicates the Edwin Jagger razor, which uses the DE8 head, which is the same as the DE89. The volume of soap or cream recorded are usually estimates in teaspoon measurements. Actual weight measurements are taken later after several shaves. Most of my shaves, in fact, nearly all of them in the last few years, have been face lathers with the help of a bowl. Wow, Gary, thank you so very, very much. This is really, really instructive and terrific note-taking for your traditional wet shave and how you can look back on this and see how all these ingredients came together, whether you got a great shave, a nice shave, an outstanding shave, that sort of thing. That is terrific. Really do appreciate that. Folks, are you doing something similar? If you are, hey, send in those journal pages as Gary did here, and we'll show them here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Very instructive, especially to new wet shavers out there in trying to understand how certain razors and certain blades go together with certain shave soaps, that sort of thing. And of course, that's part of the attraction of the traditional wet shave. You can change up your shave in so many different ways by changing any of these variables here. Wow, that is really fantastic. Gary, thanks very much for sharing that with all the viewers this morning. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark Zarady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. From the 3MB, where every shave tells a story, make it a great week.